All right, let's start with the daily watchlist review of June 1st. Go through the names and spot if there's something worth investigating further. As usual, the watchlist has already been cleaned for low volatility, low ADR, and downtrending names. So here is everything that has remained. ACLS. Well, let's see how this one bases here. Maybe a couple of more days, and then it will be ready to go to the upside. Forming a flag on the weekly as well, but not ready. Not yet ready. Not quite. ICMR still hold a position here, so nothing really worth going through. ACN, ACRS, ACV. Now ADTN at Tran Holdings may deserve some attention. I will definitely be watching the key level around 17.21, just because it showed an incredible momentum as well as relative volume, and it hasn't really broken down completely. It's still above the rising 10-day. It's testing some of the lows, but if this one wants to go to the upside, it will definitely have room to run. So adding an alert on 17.21 for ADTN. However, quite pissed that I was able to miss this one. It was a picture perfect setup. Let's see if it bases around the flag a few more days. I won't be chasing it here, although it looks like it wants to go for AEVA, Aeva Technologies. Anything above anything about 30 bucks deserves attention. It breaks out on a huge volume. And what is huge volume, right? Huge volume is 15, 20, 30% of the daily volume on the market open. That's already huge. You could expect to have double the volume by the end of the session. That might be worth getting an exposure into. AIP definitely showing an insane relative strength. Some of the names of some of the semiconductor names have been well below the 10-day. This one just refuses to go down. Now, if it comes back and strikes above 38 bucks, I would probably get myself in just because of the relative strength shown, right? This stock is absolutely a no-stopper. AIP. All right, on to the next one. That's one which I have position in. ALGM, Allegro Microsystems. This one managed to recover from the 50-day on the market weakness a few days ago. Actually, no, it's 2 weeks ago. Nevertheless, if it manages to break 53 bucks as a level, I'll probably be looking to get myself in that trade. Looks good on the weekly as well, hovering around all-time highs. If it bases for maybe 1 or 2 more days, then it would be perfect. Ideally with higher lows, but even now it has established a good range, good risk reward ratio as well. It's a good setup to play out. Nothing interesting thus far. ASPI may deserve some attention, actually. Good ADR, good market cap. Volume has picked up recently, and it's hovering near range. It's hovering near range highs. I would probably be looking for this one more closely around $8. So that one deserves definitely some attention. Relative trend as compared to everything else on the market, and it's touching 5 months of range highs. Soon even 9. Let's get it in the watch list. BTQ played out well after the levels we defined. Still an interesting one to get into. So anything above $5 deserves attention. BTQ. Name of the ticker looks pretty decent. Good first leg. Few days of pacing, and then another insane run on relatively strong volume. Looking backwards in time, it would be good if it could base a few more days here in these ranges, so volatility can contract, and then it could extend to the upside. CRDO, that was a nice follow-up on the levels we defined on Friday. 3 consecutive days of lower ranges. Volatility has contracted. Well-defined stop loss in terms of yes, range low, not yesterday, but range low. And then it made a nice first day on Friday. Let's see if trend keeps. CRNC equally. We got this one as well. Managed to break out for a good first day. Let's see how it moves. Well, DigitalOcean has been lagging lately, but nevertheless, this EP has started a new range, which has been kept so far. So if the stock wants to push through, I would like to be involved. And we are talking the level around 166, so 166 USD, DOCN, DigitalOcean. Looks interesting and would be worth grabbing for a start of a momentum out of this new range that started with the EP on May 5th. Now all the defense names did on Friday pretty much the same. They broke the EP level of the previous day, and then they recovered later in the session. So this D Pro, let's see how it handles. But for now, I wouldn't put any chases on it. ELVA, Electrovaya Inc. Now it's on the low volume side, especially lately volume has been drying up, which is not necessarily bad, especially when you have inside day ranges like this near all-time highs. So I'm definitely looking for this one, a push above 12, speaks trend. And I'll put my money into it. Well-defined stop loss below the range lows. Yeah, F-Sales still have majority of my position left. Was not too happy with it on Friday, but then it recovered slightly in the afternoon session. Still pretty good momentum. Let's see how far it will take us. Very high ADR, so having downtrends like this is completely okay. I played Fly on Friday, but I removed it at market close. I think I was somewhere flat, to be honest. Maybe 2 or 3% in the gain. But I just did not like how it finished below the 10-day. I was hoping for it to get down. I caught it somewhere near near here, these levels, and I was hoping for a push above the 10-day to show strength, to show commitment. It didn't. Hence, I did not keep my exposure. Not much in general, to be honest. Like most of the names are either consolidating around ranges. There are a few outliers, but most of the setups are getting ready for the next move. Yonkyu, still can't believe how I got shaken out on this one. What a move afterwards. But at least we get to appreciate that our system works. When we look at stocks that have outperformed a lot and either threw us on the side or we did not find the right opportunity to enter. Even if the stock is only in your watch list, right? And then it pops. You still need to pat yourself on the back and say, all right, I was able to detect a structure. I was able to define a setup. It played out. So there might be something there. Then you just need to start chasing the charts, find similarities for the next move, because there will be plenty of moves, much more than you can imagine. You just need to stay alert for the next one. And even if you miss the next one, just edit in the archive, build your confidence, and then you wait for the next one. And then you wait for the next one. And that's pretty much it. And you try not to get tracked on the way down. Defining the stop loss is something absolutely crucial. So whenever you're doing your kind of trading journal or trading archive, don't focus only on the upside of the move. Also focus on where would you have been out of the trade. Huge first move for this one in particular. Then you see some breaking out of the 10-day structure. That might be a good one. Then it recovers. So there are a couple of things you should be cautious of here. When do you enter? When do you exit? And then if you do, are you planning on re-entry? When are you planning on re-entry? Moving average basing, higher lows basing. That's up for analysis. For everyone to do his own homework. This one looks pretty decent. Another day around this range, and I'll be looking to enter. So the ticker is QULR. Current level that we're interested in is above $5. Potential stop loss would be yesterday low, or actually range low in this particular case. So if it opens slightly down, I'm very interested in this name. KULR. Above $5. Okay. Not that promising on the weekly, but nevertheless, it's breaking ranges. So this one might move pretty aggressively. LPTH. All right, that looks like a proper setup. Above range highs. It's starting off a new base. Okay. I'm actually excited about this one. Ticker is LPTH, Lightpath Technologies. Anything above $18, I am incredibly interested in. Very good first leg, considering where some of the semiconductor names have been thrown into, and where this one is at. It is showing remarkable relative strength. Near all-time highs. Oh man, that looks pretty decent. That's all I have a position in. Finished off pretty good. So let's see if it has the strength to run for a new high this week. All right, Magnachip Semiconductor, MX ticker, had a good EP on Friday. Very solid relative volume. Now, obviously first move has been missed. I like to have my levels defined on the return down, because the stop loss could then easily be defined as well. So MX, if it trades down around 8.20, I'm very interested in. Otherwise, I'll be looking how it behaves on the upside for this new range, and then if it bases, probably a breakout type of entry. Otherwise, I would enter this one on weakness, just because of the good structure it had before, and then the pretty decent volume. Magnachip Semiconductor Corp. All right. Next one. NBC is a name that shook me out, but looking how it trades, honestly, I'm happy that it shook me out. I think I entered it here on this EP, or at least I thought it's an EP because it had a pretty decent volume. But then it shook me out. I entered very early on, and then it shook me out on the first bar. Then I re-entered. I think it was. I think I retried it here because of the two inside days after an EP. I thought this one would just go up, and then it shook me out. I had my stop defined here. This one shook me twice. That's just, I don't like these kind of loose liquidity gaps. All right, ServiceNow. Pretty decent first day of an EP. Same thing here. I'm going to wait for how the range forms. Alternatively, I'll be looking to enter on weakness. Ticker is NOW as now. And I'll be looking to enter if it comes back to $120. I would monitor it for it. This one I'm not too excited about, but I'm playing here a setup, so Doesn't matter whether I'm excited or not. Okta, OKTA, same stuff. Good first day on EP, very strong one. If it retraces, I would probably be interested in. So retracing is anything around the 112 USD levels. Other than that, sitting on sidelines and watching. PD, same stuff. Good EP, good first day. I'm looking for this one. It's on weakness. So if it comes down to $9, this one looks promising, and stock has been neglected for quite some while now. Let's see if any trapped shorts or any kind of fresh new momentum. That's a good setup in terms of doing your homework, and then just benchmarking how stocks tend to move. Right, huge first leg, basing between the 10 and 20 day, and then what is worth chasing and analyzing here, and doing your homework over and over and over again is where are you going to re-enter. Now, if you had a first position, probably you still have some remaining here, which is fine. Maybe you sold out, maybe too early, maybe too late. But where are you going to re-enter? Because that's easily another 30% of a trade. So where at which precise day, right? So if it looks like this, all right, where do you re-enter? Okay, another low. That maybe looks promising. Low has been established first day, so maybe entry above this one. And it's not a crystal ball that has a one answer, right? It's a probability game. So if this one could easily result in another red candle going to a new level, in which case structure is broken. But now servicing the 20-day, this one and similar setups deserve attention. That looks like pretty decent setup. QR, VO, anything about 110 dollars. I'm very interested in QRVO. Stock is almost at all-time high, above the 10-day. Pretty solid. Not all-time high, scratch that, but range high for sure. So that's almost a 1.5 years, 1.5 years of range. It's low ADR, but it's a setup. RGTI, Rigetti Computing, another quantum name that has shown relative strength to the other quantum names. Now it's basing around a range, pretty much a 6-month range. Higher lows hasn't given much of the gains after the positive quantum development. So anything above 2025.7, I am interested in. This one shook me out. Now looks pretty decent. Shook me out on the day here. And then it finished above. I was so pissed with this name. All right, Snowflake. Solid follow through on the EP. I'll be looking for how it handles the range. No alerts on this one. SWKS, Skyworks Solutions. Reminds me of some of the other solid semiconductor names we saw. Still within a range. So interested around $84. How it develops through that area, how it plays around that level. Pretty weak close on Friday, but stock is still above an uptrending 10-day moving average and near the highs of a recent range. So this one looks good. TSSI I marked just because I wanted to have a new low break, and then I missed it on Friday. I defined my alert on this bar here, then I completely lost it. Still interested if it comes back. So TSSI, anything around the 16 bucks. I'm interested in solid episodic pivot gap on Friday. Relative volume has been quite high. So if it comes back, I'll be looking to enter with a stop loss at daily low of the EP. Otherwise, I'll be looking to see how it behaves around the range. This one I called out on the Twitch stream on Thursday. And then I had my entry defined and I entered here. I entered around 2027 to be more precise. And then the stock shook me out. And it shook me out for even less than 8%. It shook me out for 0.5%. And then it made almost 30% of an upside move. This is something for the historical books. This one killed me on Friday, and not that I lost much money on it, but it killed me because I had my trade defined, and yet it shook me for a few cents on the dollar, and then just made 30%. Again, I should be happy because it came to my level. I played it, and it was just a matter of precision, a very small precision, and it shook me out. Otherwise, my thesis held that the EP level will define a new range. VICR, Vigor Corp. Looks quite interesting. Key level is 350 USD. I'll be looking to see how it plays out. It recovered on Friday. Have a well-defined stop loss here in terms of Friday's low at 317 USD. It's stock near all-time high. Looks like it's trying to base now. So let's see how it moves on Monday. All right, not much else to see. Cool, that's all it for today. Thank you.